Greetings, beauties all over planet Earth. I just want to say a very touching thank you for your well wishes when I have been unwell over those last couple of weeks. Last week in particular. I'm so much better now. Oh my goodness. The shingles has gone. Thank goodness, because even though I was putting on a very brave face that night I've done the previous video, I was in so much pain. I mean, even to sit up was very painful. And if any of you have had shingles, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm very pleased that's passed, and very happy that it hasn't happened just before I start moving, which inevitably is going to be in the next couple of weeks. And obviously we all know when you're moving, you don't want to be sick, and especially with something like shingles. I can deal with a flu or any other kind of mild thing. I usually just push through, but something with shingles, because it's a neuropathic pain that comes with it, which means it affects the nerves, you literally cannot move. If you get it severe enough for a few days, it took me a week, and I'm so glad to be able to sit up in a chair and not feel that real chronic, deep kind of nerve pain, and all the things that I so readily take advantage of, like sitting up, walking, standing. You are reminded, you are forced to be reminded about how lucky we are to just have the basic skills and amenities, the basic qualities that we have that luxury of being just a human being, because there are plenty of people in the world that do not even have these abilities. And so when you are sick like that, it forces one to really appreciate. I'm always appreciating. However, when you're sick, you really appreciate when you feel good, right? We all know it. We all know it, because as human beings, we push ourselves so much to do things and to be so active and to try and squeeze as much as we can of life into our day, which is completely natural and normal. Because if there is anything to take away from this, it's that time as we know it, whether you believe in it in a linear fashion or just time in itself of just existing, time is the ultimate luxury in life, people of Earth, because it is the one thing we are limited with in this life. We can accumulate wealth, we can accumulate experience, we can accumulate all the money in the world, but the one thing we cannot accumulate is time. And our hourglass is forever emptying on this planet Earth. I mean, at least as eternal beings, we have an endless hourglass full of the sands of time. We have an endless one, but for planet Earth, the sand is always dropping out the bottom. And we can't take back, those years that we experienced. We can't go back. We don't have the access of teleportation technology. There are those that probably do have it on our planet, but we, the common people, do not have it. And even so, I don't actually know if the higher beings that govern the laws of cause and effect, because there are those, I don't even know if they would allow for it without proper jurisdictions in place that do not complicate the the laws of time. So that is the one thing we, as humans on planet Earth, are something that it is something that we are limited with. We are limited to how much time we are here on planet Earth. And so, of course, it is my wish to impart to you, the good people of Earth, to use your time wisely, to do those things that you love, to do those things that you enjoy, that give you just presence, as in being present in the moment and just feeling present in your life and being happy with yourself, having peace with yourself. And although, as you're younger, different things apply to you in your life at that time. But if I was looking back at my 20-year-old self, someone now who is 40 in Earth time, for I am ageless, just as you are. But if I could go back to my 20-year-old self, I would say, be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself to fit, to mold into somebody else's or something else's idea of what the proper way of living should be. I would say to myself to relax more. I would say to myself, what else would I say to myself? I'd say to myself, just chill. Don't rush it. Don't rush through. And although I wouldn't say I necessarily rushed through my early 20s, my ideals about a quality of life were very much governed on acquiring certain stepping stones in my life, or meeting certain objectives, or having a certain amount of money in the bank. I know that to be an absolute facade, a masquerade that not only me at that time, but so many other people on earth follow and still believe to this day. And I truly think that it doesn't matter at what age you feel like this. It affects people at different ages in their life, and there are still people older than me to their dying breath still believing that money will give you happiness. Money will give you all the freedoms of the world. No, it does not. And I have been around some of the most financially wealthy people on this planet, alive right now. And the one thing they don't have is the freedom to be anonymous, the freedom to do what you want, because it comes with a certain amount of responsibility and limitation. So I think if you can just find that beautiful sweet spot in the middle, the sweet spot being absolute peace and content with who you are and what you are at this time in your life, I don't think anything could taste more sweeter than that. No amount of money or dollar in the bank can give you that sense of inner peace. I think this sense of inner peace comes with experience. Doesn't necessarily come with time, but I do believe it comes with experience. And experience in the forms of experiencing life on both sides of the scale, both the challenging and the really enjoyable. And it is what we do with these challenges and hard times and uncomfortable times is what defines us as human beings. And so I look back and I think, if I could tell myself to relax, and just live without meeting these self-objectives that I had for myself. Oh, I laugh and I just think, wow, universe has taken me on a wild ride. And I have never felt more comfortable with myself as a human being. And I think that not only comes with time, but I think it comes with experience. What do you think? Do you feel the same way? And I know now that time is the ultimate luxury, because it is the one thing we cannot accumulate. And it is depleting with every breath that you take. So make the most of it. Enjoy your time right up until your last breath. You know, I wish I could say that to my grandmother. She felt so hard done by before she passed, and no amount of me talking to her or explaining that to her could sway her. She was stubborn as a rusty old nail, my grandmother. At least this grandmother was. And she felt so hard done by. And obviously I cannot judge her in saying this, because I wasn't 91. She lived to be 91. And in the end, from what I had interpreted from her words were, you know, her body became like a block of cement. She could not move within her own body, or it took her very long to answer the phone or to get up from the table. I would also say that she did not help herself. She did not have a good diet. And of course, as we get older, we should be more gentle with ourselves, more kind to ourselves by feeding and nourishing our vessel, this flesh vessel, with good, nutritious food. So even if I offer to make her beautiful salads and lean cuts of meat, if she wanted to eat that, she wasn't interested. She wanted tin food, microwave food, just, you know, a lot of sweets, flour things, and it just wasn't a clean, healthy diet, and she did not drink water at all. So, you know, to be kind to yourself at any age, and you're never too old to do anything. I love that I'm back at university, because I had no interest in it when I was 20. That was the last thing I wanted to do. But I take interest in that now. It's something that I have been working through at my own pace. And so, age and experience makes one come to many realizations, people of Earth. I'm sure you have your own now. But the most important thing is to savor every moment, to be kind and gentle to yourself and others as best as you can, because we all know we are around challenging times and at times around challenging people. And I am someone that will always maintain integrity and honesty in the face of challenging circumstances. And that isn't always interpreted well with others. But that I think that is a nice quality to have. Everybody's going to see the world through their own glasses. Everybody is going to interpret their own experiences subjective to their own existence. So people are always going to interpret the way they want to. So this is what I say at this moment. To savor your time, to be kind, to be gentle, not only to yourself but to others, and to have inner peace. And if you don't have peace, start developing it. Small little steps, small little achievements every day. Maybe the achievement might be vacuuming your floor, folding your clothes nicely, saying a kind word to somebody, giving somebody a smile, making amends with somebody, telling someone you love them. Small little goals, small little goals. And, you know, as soon as you start feeding those inner accomplishments, you create a inner intrinsic value that you start to have and form a richness within. And you feel good. And you start to have a peace of mind. I was not peaceful when I was 20. as I said, I was, thinking if I met this objective and did this with my life, I am a success. The universe had a crazy and dynamic and fun way of showing me otherwise. So, people of Earth, I leave you with those words. May your days be beautiful, whatever you may do. And I send you my love and blessings, and may you always be blessed by the supreme truth and love of the cosmos. Love you guys.